one of the guys that maybe is not getting the same attention as some of these guys. He's Marshall quarterback Chase Litton, and he joins us now on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline on 97.3 ESPN. Chase, how you been, man? We talked to you at the Super Bowl. It's good to have you back.
Yes, sir. I've been great. Just dealing with this whole process, but being able to be around family right now at a time like this, I'm living the dream.
So from Super Bowl to the night before the draft, what has it been like for you getting ready for this whole process? Because, as we just mentioned, the quarterbacks are getting a lot of attention in this, and you're just kind of hanging under the radar here.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. An opportunity is all that, some people need. And, if I get the opportunity to either get my name called or get a phone call after the draft and get an opportunity, then I'll be just fine. I look at it the same way.
Well, I think that's a great attitude because for every first-round draft pick that made it, there's 5 that don't, and there's there should be a separate wing in the Hall of Fame of quarterbacks that got drafted in mid or later rounds or free agents that ended up being great pros. So I think you have a great attitude because I'm sure you're just looking for an opportunity, and as a quarterback, you'd rather go to a place where there's a great system that fits you versus going to a team to be drafted and say you got drafted.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't just say that I would rather go undrafted.
Yeah, of course not.
But,
no, of course.
Yeah. But 100%. I mean, you said it the right way. Like, there's opportunities that some people like. Whether it's like a 7th round or you get to be picked by a team, and some people when they go the free agency way and they can sit there and pick really the best opportunity for them.
Well, you can play, so it doesn't matter what round. All you're looking for, because when you're under center in training camp, nobody's going to say, okay, this guy was drafted in what round. They're just going to see where you made your decision, where you made your read, and how you threw the football. So
exactly, it's a result-driven business.
Yeah. Where right now are the scouts? Have you heard projecting you to go?
Oh man, I don't even ask them. I've read a couple things, but that doesn't mean anything. I've heard positive. I've heard bad things. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you where I think I'd go. I couldn't tell you when I'd go or if I'd go. I don't know. But again, I'm around my family. I got family and friends around me, and that's what matters most. And I know that if I get the opportunity, I'll be able to take it over.
That's a great mindset. I know when I was coming out, I was told that the next day I was going to be drafted by the Cowboys in the 3rd round, and come the end of the draft, I still wasn't drafted. So,
yeah.
So all that Italian food that we had made, kind of went to waste. So, it's all good. I think that's a great mentality that you're having.
Now, do you think, Chase, the fact that there are so many quarterbacks getting so much attention is a help? The fact that everybody seems to be looking for that next quarterback, is it a good thing that you're part of a class that is filled with quarterbacks?
Yeah, without this class, if they had to play football tomorrow, man, they could. They don't need anybody in this class to keep that NFL going. There's a reason why the pros are there now. There's a reason why the guys who are still in the league and have been in the league for a long time are still there. This class has a lot of great talent, not even just in the quarterback room, the running back room, the receivers, the O-line, D-line, everybody. But it's a little different because, the demand is so high for this position. But, they want guys who can come in there and lead. They want guys who can lead men and perform on the field.
It sounds like that is something. I remember talking to you at the Super Bowl, and you were a guy who was a student of the game. I mean, you remember a lot of things. You remember the history of Marshall. That was very important to you, even though you're not from the state of West Virginia. So it sounds like being a leader and having that kind of attitude is something that's pretty important to you.
Yeah, and I mean that's what it takes. You can sit there and be as good as you want, on Sundays, but if you're not living the right way, if you're not getting the people around you to buy into what you're trying to do and what you want to get accomplished, and it's really pointless. It's the main thing with me is I always remember my teammates from Marshall, and I look back at them. They'll be have a couple who will all attend my wedding. That's how I treated them, and that's how they treated me, and I feel the same way that whatever organization I get an opportunity with, it'll be the same thing. You make long-last friends and people who will be there forever, and when you build that bond off the field, that's when it makes it special on.
Now, I'm reading what a talent evaluator said about you, and it's 6'5", 230 pounds. Litton is athletic, accurate, and still developing. He is a super sleeper. So Is it because maybe Marshall that you're not being talked about more?
I couldn't give you that answer, man. I'm not one of those experts that writes these stories. I'm not one of the experts that's.
Because if I see a 6'5", 230-pound man who's athletic and accurate, I think I'm going to be checking this guy out pretty much. A lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I understand completely. Trust me, I know. but it is what it is. And did Marshall play a factor? I don't know. But if I could go back and change the place I went to, I wouldn't. There's a reason I went there. That was God's plan, and I went there, met great coaches, met even better players. So, man, if it's because of Marshall why I'm not getting a bunch of hype, then I think I'll be okay.
That's a great point, and you just said that God was part of that process. I was just going to ask you. So, what was now we're all talking about the NFL, but many years ago or a couple years ago, you picked Marshall. How was that decision made?
Well, first off, they're my only offer. They came in late, and I was actually on National Signing Day as a senior, and I was in my full basketball jumpsuit. I was about to go play a district title game, and I was watching my high school teammates sign because, I didn't have anywhere to go. And they actually offered me in 2014. And
now, let me ask you this. What size are you at that time?
Same, 6'5".
You're 6'5", I'm sure you're not 230 at that.
I was like 180, 185.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was a little string bean. I put on some weight in college.
Unbelievable story.
It is an unbelievable story. Are you able to, or did you sign with an agent already?
Yes, sir. I signed with Chris Cabot under Steinberg Sports Agency with Lee Steinberg.
Yep. He's had a pretty good success of placing quarterbacks.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're not just going out and then just doing business with anybody.
Exactly. Good for you.
Well, it should be a wild night. Next 3 nights, really. I mean, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, 3 days of the draft, and we'll certainly be keeping our eye on when Chase Litton's name will be selected, the quarterback out of Marshall. Keep an eye on him. 6'5", 235 pounds, and a lot of people say accurate, athletic. We'll see what team Chase falls to. Chase, we appreciate you checking back in with us, pal.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.